Hello guys, thank you once again and welcome to my channel. Today we're continuing the series we've been on with, which is your body mass index. We've looked at how to keep your body mass index under control. We've looked at the first aspect of it, which is you having to eat right. Now we're looking at you having to live right. Yeah, living, is essential, and we will always want to continue to live, and more importantly, live healthily. So when we are talking about your body mass index, like we did say in the last session, at a point in life your height is going to stop increasing. It means if your weight continues to increase, which is more likely, then your BMI is going to continue to rise and it may likely go out of hand. So because of that, you need to keep your weight under control. And one good way to do so is to expand what you eat, which is having to be fit, exercise, and don't live a sedentary life. By the time you do that, you are making sure that your body is not overburdened with that food that you have eaten that the body doesn't need. So if the body is giving food and the body does not expend it, you are more or less just dumping it out there, and that is what has the potential to increase your weight. And one way to expend what you eat is to exercise. The exercise helps a lot in many ramifications. The exercise keeps your body active, it puts your muscle to action, and your muscle improves the utility of some of your hormones, like it improves insulin utilization at the muscular level, and it makes your food that you have eaten to be judiciously expended. Exercise keeps your heart active, it keeps you strong, and makes your circulation effective. More importantly, it also makes you fit. It may not even make you lose weight, but it can keep your weight under control. It can help you have a stable weight, because you don't necessarily have to struggle to reduce your weight. Once you have a good weight that gives you an appropriate BMI, you can keep it at that. So one way to keep it at that is to ensure that what you eat somewhat balances with what your body needs and what you expend by way of exercise. So it is recommended that you should have about 150 minutes of exercise every week. And this exercise we're talking about you don't have to necessarily go and carry 50 kg in the gym. You don't have to necessarily go and skip the rope every now and then. You don't need more than perhaps brisk walking every day. But make it a habit. Let your body become used to it. You become light. Your circulation improves. You keep your weight under control, and you become smart and fit. So if you engage in brisk walking, like 30 minutes every day, try to match it up to 10,000 steps a day. You see, most of the time, especially people in the working class who do white collar job, they mistake walking, having to walk, WORK, in their place of work as a replacement for exercise. No. You could get to the office in the morning, sit all day, get up, use the washroom, come back, sit down, and at the end of the day, you are mentally tired. You've done a lot of mental exercise. Yes, you are tired, but you haven't carried out any exercise. That is the truth. So that's a way of living in a sedentary manner. You walk out of your house in the morning, get into your air-conditioned car, drive to your office, you step out, go into your office. If you need to run errands, your staff in the office run errands for you. If you need to do anything, they walk the way for you. At the end of the day, you have actually spent 8-9 hours at work, which is enough to make you tired, honestly. But does that replace exercise? No. So when you have done that at work, dedicate 30 minutes of a day, either before you go to work or when you would have returned from work, to do a minimum of 30 minutes of exercise brisk walking, you could jog a little, just as you can tolerate, and you begin to graduate it. A time will come that you will walk 1 hour without knowing. If you want to have a treadmill, you can have a treadmill. I told me that becomes safer for you. Be on the treadmill. Keep it at a pace that you can. Then check the readings. By the time you're able to march up to 5 miles every time, before you know what's happening, you sweat, you become more fit, you become happier with yourself, and your body is able to better utilize the food you have eaten. That helps you to prevent cardiovascular diseases. That helps you to prevent metabolic diseases. That keeps your overall health. I give you a testimony. I remember one very, senior medical doctor. He wasn't quite fit. Assailants were after him. He went somewhere and assailants. He decided to take to his heels and began to run. The assailants abandoned the chase, but he ran and got tired and collapsed and died. That's not because anybody shot him, but because his heart is not being used to that form of exercise. I can tell you this has worked for me as a person. I remember when, some time before now, before I engaged in continuous exercise, portion control, if I want to put on my shoes, I have to put my foot on the chair because I can't bend down. Now, as I engage in exercise, I carry on with activities and I feel okay. There was a time if I climb up the stairs, I begin to pant. And I can't believe that many of you listening to this now will be in that category. So you have to choose a way to exercise. You can choose to play lawn tennis. You can choose to play table tennis. You can choose to play basketball. You can just look for any, outdoor game that will make you run gradually, make you sweat, put your heart to use. And by so doing, you are helping to ensure that the food you have eaten, you didn't just go store it there in your body. Like we said in the last class. Remember 2 things. It is genetics that load the gun, but it is lifestyle that pulls the trigger. And that is absolutely correct. And I say again, it is genetics that load the gun, but it is lifestyle that pulls the trigger. Secondly, one way to make your bank account full is either to put so much money in, more than you are withdrawing, or to put money in and don't withdraw. Your bank account will begin to get filled. So in the same vein, your body operates in that manner. If you eat and you don't use it up, you are depositing it in the body. And believe me, any food you eat that is not expended is more or less poisonous. And I wouldn't want any of us to fall into that category. So you keep a good body frame, keep your body trim, exercise, become fit. It makes you better. And as one of my teachers will say then, that the longer your belt, the shorter your life. That means your waistline. Once your waistline is out of proportion, it means you are putting more pressure on your heart. And that makes it, makes you prone to morbidity and ultimately mortality. So you always ask, look at your village. Is there any elderly person that is fat? You usually know they are slim. They have a slim body fit and they are quite fit. So I join you today to take that as a challenge. You can begin from 20 minutes exercise daily for 1 week, but all you need to do is to be consistent. Try to do it, try to continue doing it, and it becomes a part of you. And I am a testimony to that. So I want you to try it out. Before you try it out, one thing I want you to take note of is tell yourself, even if it is for 20 minutes every day, I'll be consistent. Consistency is key, my people. Thank you for your time. And please remember to hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it so that the algorithm can also tell people the good news you are hearing here so that they can also come and benefit from it. Thank you and God bless you.